We live in a generation where sex is very convenient and commitments require superficial validation. Always bear in mind, love when you're ready, not when you're lonely. Welcome to another episode of the Voice Next Door podcast. I'm Kevin Imperial, and today we are going to talk about the four types of romantic partner that you can have. And this applies not only to men but also to women. It's very common nowadays to hear people that they are more on self love, they are more on self development, spoiling oneself of the love and affection that they need prior to extending it to a romantic partner. It's very common. You hear it from your circle of friends, you read it or you see it through social media, even with the quotes that are posted in social media groups. It's very common. But there are factors that can affect your mindset when it comes to entering into a romantic relationship. And one good example is your sense of appreciation. When you appreciate or when you admire someone, may it be because of the looks, because of the attitude, or because of the qualities or characteristics that this person possess, well, that can affect your setting when it comes to deciding whether or not you're going to enter a relationship. The next one would be your social engagement. It's very common, like with the people that you meet or even the friends extended from your friends, like yung kaibigan ng kaibigan ko or workmate of my previous classmate or from someone you know in the past, that can affect as well. The third one would be communication. Of course, human as we are, we communicate, we talk, we chit chat, we send messages to other people. And sometimes, especially when you find a person very interesting, very smart when it comes to establishing communication, that can pretty much lead to appreciation and later on develop into something far greater than just communication. The third one, or I mean, sorry, the last one would be your age. Of course, as you age, when you are in your late 20s, in your early 30s, or almost 40s, you might want to check with yourself. Some of my friends are already married, or some of my classmates, some of my childhood friends are already engaged into serious type of commitment, while you yourself are still busy with K-pop, with K-drama, or very in love with the idea of being in love, but not totally in that state of being in love. So those are factors that might affect your ideas when it comes to entering a relationship. And for today, what we are going to discuss is the four types of romantic partner that you may encounter as you date or as you make commitments. Let's start with the first one. The first one is what we call the kid. Well, a kid might look very attractive, very frisky, very lively, very active on things, and you can identify a kid by being immature on things, very focused on social trend, and very relying on social media. Like this type of partner would spend hours of browsing through the internet or chatting through social media platforms instead of establishing real and genuine communication with his or her romantic partner. This type of partner as well is very family dependent or very friend dependent. Like his opinions or his or her opinions would really matter on how his or her friends would see things. And this type of partner kisses and tells. Like, for example, if you do have an argument or some intimate action has happened between the two of you, most likely this type of partner would kiss and tell. to his or her friends. And this type of partner as well is very immature and very intimidated with the success of his or her partner. And this type of partner as well would always demand for respect, thinking that he or she deserves the type of respect because of his or her age. Well, you know what? Growing old is physically mandatory, but growing up is somewhat a choice. The second type of partner is a player. Well, a player comes in positive forms. It could either be this person is very attractive, good looking, very charming, smart, talented, or even famous. A player will always tell you the things that you want to hear and will show you the things that you would like to see. Now, it's very common for a player to give lots of effort and would give you impossible promises just to make sure that you would be comfortable and you would feel like you're the most important person in the world. But players don't play fair. They are in the relationship not to commit, but to play their game. Players are attracted to superficial things, like if you do have the looks, if you do have the fame that they wish to have as well, if you do have the money to sustain them, well, that is what attracts them. And mostly, this player would collect and select for selfish reasons. And you can see, you will notice, in the long run, their words will start to contradict with their actions. And when they embark into a new relationship, like for example, if they meet someone better, someone who is famous, or someone who could sustain their needs, when they start to embark a new relationship, it's always the blame game. Like they're always the victim of the past relationship. And nobody wins in playing with a player. The third type of partner is what we called the confused. While a confused partner appears to be genuinely good, family oriented, religious, very friendly, and upon assessing his superficial qualities, you can say that this type of person is an ideal romantic partner. And they come in different forms. They can be very smart, they can be very successful, they can be someone very influential. But you know what? This type of partner is somewhere in between fully committing to a romantic relationship or has personal issues to deal with. A confused partner is really great at establishing or starting a relationship, but this type of partner really sucks at meeting the end goal of the relationship. Like there are a lot of reasons why this person is confused, and one good example is identity crisis. Maybe this person is still trying to figure out his sexual preference or sexual orientation, and maybe is very curious in trying things out if it would work for uh, if he or she would engage to the opposite sex or with the same sex. That's one good example. Second one would be his or her family obligations. Like if this person is the breadwinner or if this person is trying to achieve goals of not of your relationship but the goals of his or her family. The third one would be personal baggages. If this person still has a lot of issues to resolve within him or herself, that's another issue. And the last one would be previous or past unsettled relationship issues. If this person has not yet moved on from the previous relationship, then that can be a problem. And this problem could lead to confusion. It's not your fault, but you become an accessory to his baggage. What's very sad about this type of partner is when you come to your own realizations and if you would want to leave your partner, a confused would always find ways, would make impossible promises again, better plans with you just to keep you hanging in the relationship. And once you dive in, Once you engage again with the type of relationship, this type of person would keep you in the waiting game again, not being able to decide whether or not to move forward or to end your sinking relationship. The last type of partner is what we called the real one. Someone who is matured and is done playing games. Someone who is willing to settle and is willing to make plans with you. Someone who is allergic to your tears and very sensitive to what you need or sensitive to your needs. Someone who doesn't make impossible promises but would give you undivided commitment. This type of person would cheer you on, would want to bring out the best in you, and would support you despite the losses that you would have in the future as you walk through this relationship with this type of person. This type of partner is not only a lover, but in the long run, he or she becomes your best friend, someone whom you can rely and someone whom you can discuss things with without any doubt and without any hesitation. And although most of the time this type of partners would have very little to offer, but a real one would always be very happy to share the little that he or she has. So when deciding who to date and who to commit with, always bear in mind that you can't date a confused man, marry a player, and expect the treatment of a real partner. That's nonsense. It doesn't work that way. So it's very important to use your validation skills or assessment skills in determining what type of partner are you dealing with. Is this partner worth taking the risk, or do I have to settle with this type of partner? I know sometimes looks can be very deceiving, but with time and prayer, you can ask for guidance as well. Like, ask for enlightenment. Listen to what others would say. Not necessarily to take their side, but to assess and weigh things when it comes to deciding whom to commit with. We live in a generation where sex is very convenient and commitments require superficial validation. Always bear in mind, love when you're ready, not when you're lonely. Because love requires time, patience, understanding, and all necessary things for you to work it out. It's a working process. It doesn't happen at one snap. And always remember, before you get into anxiety and before you get into the worries of loving, always remember your mental health matters.